Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis. As many of us approach Beyond 50, we try to figure out what it is that makes us really driven and focused. Many of us try seeking prosperity, really more of a situation that we want to feel more security than feeling abundant. But what would it feel like if we could feel abundant and prosperous at the same time with where we're at while moving toward even greater prosperity and abundance? Joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today is author of the book Prosperity Forever. She's going to be sharing East Indian ideals about what prosperity is and how we can have this for eternal. I'd like to welcome to the Beyond 50 radio program today our guest, Satya Kalra. Satya, thank you for joining us here today.
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Now, tell us how all this started for you.
And thank you very much for having me guest on your show. Namaste to you and namaste to all of your audience.
And how did all this start for you, Satya?
Actually, it started long time ago. I came to this country about 43 years ago. And my very first job was sweeping the floor in the factory and earning the minimum wages of $1.65. And by doing all that hard work and all that, I felt this is not the way I am going to lead my life. And I was looking up to my supervisors and managers there, and I said, one day I want to be there. And with God's grace, with my effort, and you can call it also a law of attraction, giving me a lot of motivational talk to myself and all that. And I almost reached whatever I wanted to succeed. And when I left the corporate world, I was the CEO and the chairperson of the company. And in the meantime, I had gone from that labor job to supervisors, to managers, to VPs, to directors, and founding the companies. And finally, I came to the ceiling. And at the top ceiling was CEO and chairperson. And I felt like there's nothing more I can do and nothing more go. And every time I set my goal, I achieved it. I felt great about it. And after a while, again, I will be back on the same spot, and I will feel something is missing in my life. Mm-hmm. I am so happy by attaining all this. And after a while, again, there is a downside of it. And I felt there has to be something better than that. And finally, the secret came to me, and I made that big shift in my life.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, when they try to pursue prosperity, always feel that being somewhere else other than where they are is going to be better. And obviously, it sounds like that wasn't the case for you. You got there, you achieved your goals, but once you were there was a sense of dissatisfaction. Why do you think that was?
Mainly it was, I felt and I saw prosperity in money, in big cars, big homes, big name and fame, big titles, mm-hmm. And all those were temporary to me because there was some unsatisfaction was there because there was something I could have done it better. There was always some guilt feeling, or there was some part of me was looking for the approvals from the external world. And I felt like whatever I was doing it for the more like for name and fame and big titles, big bank account, big shares in my stock markets, and driving the big cars, owning a big home, and all those, I thought that was my prosperity was. But I felt like there was something missing, why am I looking for the approval from others? Why do I look for the happiness from others? If other people talk to me nicely, I am happy. Other people appreciates me, I am happy. Other people, whatever I was attaining and expecting from other external world, if I received it, I was happy. And when I did not receive it, I was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And finally it came to me. It is within me. I don't need all these things. Of course, I have to have a nice home to live, nice car to drive, reliable car to drive. And I want to be serve the community, and I want to be part of the world. It's not that I want to go on the Himalayas and just do my meditation or go to ashrams and disown the world or families. No, everything I felt, it was everything was wherever I was. I did not have to go and run after these things or attain anything more. Wherever I was, I started becoming happy because finally I found that fountain of happiness within me. And that was that whatever I do in my life, I have to do it righteously. Mm-hmm. I have to be part of the universe and help this universe to make this peaceful place because now I know how to be peaceful myself. And when I am peaceful, I could create the peace for others and for the cosmos also. And I do not have to go around and look for the approvals and impose my unsatisfaction on others because I was fully satisfied whatever I was doing because I was giving more than 100% of me. I did not work for 99.9%. Whatever I did, I put my love and compassion toward it and made sure that it was beneficiary for the whole universe and not just for little me or my family or just for my community, but I am a part of the whole universe. The whole global cause has to be my cause.
Mm-hmm.
And I expanded myself. That expansion relating to others start giving me more abundance, happiness, and peace within myself because I was not lonely by myself. I was now a part of the bigger global vision and also the global cause, and I was one of them, and I could relate to others with that.
Now, in your book, Prosperity Forever, would it be fair to say that what people will begin to learn is not just personal responsibility, but personal fulfillment, their own personal sense of self-worth?
Yes, because once we fulfilling our personal responsibilities, we get the sense of satisfaction and we do not feel guilty that I could have done it this or I could have done it differently. And I start getting the joy within myself of self-satisfaction. Once the guilt feeling are gone, I prepare myself and I open up to the whole cosmos, whole abundance, and I am ready to receive the abundance from the universe. And I don't have a toxins in my system that much anymore because guilt, resentment creates a lot of toxicity in the body. And that eats up the immune system and it gives asthma or cancer, all kinds of immune deficiency diseases. And I start feeling more happier and more healthy because I was aligned to the universe rather than just being little me here, limited to. And that's why I call it forever, or you can call it infinite. I went beyond my limitations, and I become a part of the infinite universe. So from this book, it is a 30 days guide, and it teaches how to work, because without doing our work, we cannot do the righteous action, because abundance and prosperity, nowadays people talk too much about the law of attraction, which
right.
is very, at the same time, law of attraction comes only when we do the work righteously. And that's why it says a prosperity forever through art of work. So it is a combination of law of attraction and the art of work, which is our efforts with love and compassion and for the universal cause. In other words, I am not just for myself. Everything has to be me, and minus, minus, minus. It becomes the expansion of me. And when I go for that, on that route, then I am not expecting anything in return. In fact, I am doing the best of me, and I am looking on the global. My vision is now a global vision, not just an only narrow vision of me or my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of the big family, and that book has 30 days guide, and each day there is a message and also the practice, how to practice it. In fact, there is a 30 days spiritual or daily planner on the back, which is a kind of takes you on the journey of from one day to all the way during the 30 days. One goes through that journey and learns how to perform the action.
Uh-huh. How have you seen people change as a result of the work that you've produced here?
You know, you will be amazing that people come to me and they said that I have not even gone through the whole book. I am just only on day 8 or day 9, and I am already feeling the difference because it very first step is self-awareness. And in the self-awareness, there are questions. Because in the whole universe, there is a cause and effect. And by being aware where I am, why am I doing this? Where I'm going to go from here? What is the purpose of my life? How can I do, or what action can I take to reach toward that? And also, am I doing it for name? Am I doing it for fame? Why am I doing it? So the self-awareness is the main key here.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because when I suggest to people, when they are seeking this, as they call it, the law of attraction, the power of intention, and a lot of times, as you see it played out, it's usually the first thing they're trying to attract is money. And I say, well, you really need to do some cleansing within yourself if you're going to attract that, because even though you think consciously that you want to attract, let's say monetary abundance, that inside you're actually pushing it away. Well, how is that possible? And I said, well, here's how it's possible. Go ahead and pick up any kind of a magazine, there at the checkout stand at the grocery store. Sit through and flip through the pages and see what kind of thoughts come to you as you look at the wealth and the power and the problems of people that have what it is you're seeking, and your attitudes behind those thoughts, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Because it's easy to convince yourself on a conscious level that this is what you want and you're okay with that, but then on a subconscious level, you've got a whole different set of beliefs altogether, and that's what you really need to be working on.
So I basically use the AAA strategy here and for the self-transformation. And the AAA strategy is A1A, self-awareness. So we have to know where am I, how do I feel it, what do I do here in my life, am I satisfied, am I not satisfied, and then it comes to where I would like to go. And there's a self-analysis part comes, that this is where I am, this is where I like to go, I feel poor, I feel like I have no money, I feel unsatisfied in my life, I do not have my good health, I need to improve upon it. So all these elements, because whether we have a health problem or emotional problem or financial problem, one of the problem would always be there in our life.
Mm-hmm.
But by self-analysis, that where I like to go there, I call it a gap analysis because that's where we learn in MBA. This is a gap analysis. So once we do that gap analysis, where I am, where I like to go, then there is a planning, action planning, self-action for correction or self-improvement. So the whole concept I'm talking about is self-improvement, self-transformation, and then that comes from the self-awareness, self-analysis, action for correction, and then the self-improvement takes little by little, gradually it comes, and then self-satisfaction follows. The complete game of this, I am from my background is science, so I come from the very strong organic and biochemistry background. So these equations and this flow charts is a part of my life. So then that self-satisfaction leads to self-contentment, self-surrender, self-knowledge, and self-abundance. Everything, it just comes, one step comes after next step. Mm-hmm. And eventually we feel that abundance in our life. Then these little things, whether the weather changes or some job situation changes or some little bit hiccup come in my health or some other issues in relationship, all those things are some challenges which we need to work on it. But they do not drown me where I lose myself and my eternal happiness and prosperity and abundance.
Ah. I know it's so easy, especially this day and age, to get so distracted by, to become discouraged by disappointment. But disappointment's inevitable, but discouragement is a choice.
Yeah. So I call this AAA, like AAA is like basically insurance in USA, but I call this AAA is a divine insurance or divine assurance. If we are aware of it and we are willing to take action and put our action with best of our effort, then this assurance is there for us further. So these 3 A's take us to abundance.
Now, Satya, is there a website people can find out more about your work and how to get prosperity forever?
Yes. Actually, the book is available on Amazon also, in the both form, hardcover and also the soft cover. In fact, that book has become the bestseller, #1 book bestseller about 4 weeks ago on Amazon. And also the website is www.pathtoanandam, PATHTOANANDAM.org.
Very good. Satya, thank you so much for joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today. What a pleasure.
I'm glad. And again, thank you very much to your audience, because now they're my audience as well. And thank you very much for inviting me. And again, namaste to all of you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
We want to thank you, the listeners. Find out more about Prosperity Forever by visiting the website, or you can simply go to beyond50radio.com, and we'll have a post there where you can find out more as well. Thank you again for joining us. This is the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis, and remember, live your day past halfway.